free, but the Jesuits come up with it.
Touchdown, Dakota Newton.
Great play there.
Huge gap open there. The Callahan on his second rushing
Tons of
touchdown.
pressure here.
Ginormous tackle there.
Big interception.
That's number 6, Sam Barrett.
Conklin still on his feet, looking downfield for the end zone. And intercepted by Jared Conklin.
Hit 'em up, huh? Get 'em up, huh? Put 'em up, huh? We waking up, huh?
Rob Bennett heaves it down. Jesuits touchdown. Run again. It stops behind the line of scrimmage all the way back inside the 5. What a great play there from the Jesuits defense. Nick, how we feeling?
I feel great tonight, Nick. I'm really excited. This is a huge matchup. This is a huge matchup between 6-1 Fairfield Prep and 6-1 Daniel Hand. And I'm just really excited to see those teams play out. This is one of the biggest nights for football in the SEC Conference and, in my personal opinion, the state. I'm really excited. As you know, the Bomb Squad's here to come to support, wear their pink out attire.
Yeah, Nick, can you speak a little bit about the pink out? You got your pink shirt on right now.
I do indeed. So, we're having the national anthem.
We'll get right to that after Father Coffee's prayer.
Let us begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Let us pray for a good game and a game free of injuries. Together, join me as we say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. St. Ignatius of Loyola, pray for us.
So, Nick, like we were saying, you talk a little bit about our partnership with the Nora Frame Breast Cancer Center for this football game.
I'd love to, Nick. So today, Fairfield Prep is celebrating the Pink Pledge, our annual fundraiser for the Norma Frame breast cancer at Simlo Cancer Hospital. We encourage everyone who's watching right now to contribute to this great cause. There should be a QR code or link if you're watching. And thank you for considering donating to Fairfield Prep's Pink Pledge. Now, the Pink Pledge is one of Prep's best traditions, in my opinion, because, as you know, Prep is an all-boys school, but we still care for all the lovely women out there who suffer from breast cancer.
Yeah, well said, Nick. Well said. It's a partnership that's lasted many years and one that will continue to do so. We talk a little bit about the game now. The Jesuits coming into this one are 6-1, facing Daniel Hand, who is also 6-1. Huge SEC matchup. And Nick, any takeaways from this Prep offense and how they've been performing?
Yeah, I mean, overall, Prep offense this year has been fantastic. You know, Robbie Manning has thrown for 811 yards with 56% completion on 115 passing attempts and has 10 touchdowns to 1 interception. And Prep's offense itself is averaging 119.5 passing yards a game, 178 rushing yards per game, and 11 rushing touchdowns, and only a 36% conversion rate on the third down. You know, you have players like Scout Callahan, who has 82 carries for 551 yards, 6.6 yards a carry, and 3 touchdowns. And then there's national anthem.
Yeah, some impressive numbers. We'll be back after the anthem. So as we near closer to kickoff, the anticipation rises. Nick, how do you think the Jesuits are going to be able to beat Daniel Hand today?
Well, if you look at Daniel Hand's stats, especially in their offense, they have a big-time offense, averaging 37 points per game, coming off a 48-7 win versus Shelton. And quarterback Bobby Ray has 1,410 passing yards, 15 passing touchdowns, and averages 201 passing yards a game. Now, Daniel Hand, just reading those stats, you can already tell, Daniel Hand likes to throw the ball a lot. So for Prep's defense to get a really locked down position that they've had all season, they're going to need players like Brody Summers with 2 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles, who he's been a breakout player this whole entire season. Prep needs to really force themselves to have a great game in coverage.
Yeah, I mean, the Jesuits shown they're one of the best teams in the state, but now they're running into probably their first formidable opponent, apart from Greenwich in week 1. That was their only loss. And Daniel Hand, this could be a huge game for them, solidifying the SEC. So for both teams, unbelievably important. And we're going to see that Hand offense to start off the game now, as Cornelius will kick it off. And as we know, this ball will go out of the back of the end zone.
Yes, it will. Oh, stopped on the play here.
A little wind. I like the Jesuits kicking off here. I like them getting the ball at half. A lot of times we see the end of that second quarter, a lot of scores happen. So for them to get to go out there with the ball in the second half, a lot of momentum will come from that.
Getting someone to hold the ball now, because it is a really windy night out here, folks.
It's a great night for football, though.
Yes, it is. So
you like a little chill in the air.
Gets you excited. Cornelius. Here's the kick.
And it's good.
Just as you called it.
It was a little short, All right, so here comes the Jesuits defense, led by Captain Jack Buck and Jordan Lewis. Another player to highlight here, John Morris, who's been unbelievable for the Jesuits at the linebacker position. He's really held down the fort there with guys like Ryan Murray and Brody Sommers. They've been in a very impressive defensive unit, but I think this is going to be one of their toughest tests of the season here at home. It's an interesting formation they're coming at him.
Yeah, definitely. You know, players like John Morris really know how to hold it down. And here's the handoff. Number 3, Luca Boyce.
Wow, Boyce there carrying the Jesuits defense for a 10-yard carry. Like I was saying, though, I don't know what you would call that formation. My guess looked like a T, so we'll roll with T formation. But yeah, they're having a lot of lead blockers out there, and it looks like they're going to continue to give the ball to this Boyce kid, who proves to be one of their best players. He was number 8, so cut up and stumble.
Number 8, Connor Cassangre, with great run for the first half for Hand.
It was brought down by Shaney. So Daniel Hand continues to run this hurry-up offense and run the ball well.
Great tackle from Shaney there, you know. Two runs already. That Daniel Hand already trying to show that they want to walk all over Prep and take the #1 spot in the SEC. Handoff to number 3, Du Bois. He's going, and he is taken down. Number 9, Sam Barrett.
Yeah, Daniel Hand continues to run the ball well, and they continue to pick up the pace. Right now, they're bearing down on this Jesuits defense. As we'll see, Raw, with his first throw of the game, will climb up in the pocket.
Moving. Number 4 is moving. And he runs it outside. Looking for a pass there, but couldn't find anything. But now let's see. I want to see if Ray throws it here. Oh, he's running it. Tries to go for the touchdown, but is stopped by number 7, John Morris.
Yeah, so Daniel Hand's ran like 5 plays this drive. They've ran it 5 times. As out comes their quarterback. So it looks like it'll be a wildcat formation here, as Bobby Ray came out of the game. So it'll be wildcat with Boyce taking the snap.
Boyce takes it. He's running through. It's good. Oh,
They're going to call him short. See if the Jesuits can stand tall here.
Man, I got to get my eyes checked.
I mean, you are colorblind, so
I am colorblind.
I don't really blame you.
Thank God they're wearing white and one's wearing red. Runs it in. Oh, pushing in.
Yeah, Boyce is going to punch that in. So Daniel Hand on the first drive of this game will walk down the field, run the ball 7 times, and score. And the Jesuits now need to respond. It was a quick drive, just 2 minutes. And Daniel Hand calling the Jesuits' number.
Wow, that's Luca Boyce has had a really good season so far. 97 carries, probably around 101 after this drive.
Yeah.
685 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns on the season. He's the junior running back, and he's already putting up really impressive stats. Now, I want to see how Prep really combats this powerhouse of running back.
Yeah, it's all about responding to that as well. I mean, you know they're going to want to run the ball. So I want to see the Jesuits go out next time on defense, stack the box, and really force them to throw with Bobby Ray. So out comes the Jesuits offense, and now they're in a position where they need to respond. What do you think they can do to do that, Nick?
Well, I definitely want to see Scout Callahan and Vinny Lombardo run the ball. They've had really great games where they've just run up and down fields, like West Haven. That was a huge game, and a lot of people were anticipating a gritty first half. But Callahan and Lombardo made it super easy to just punch right through.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for that here. And I'm also looking for Prep and Manning to throw a bit more. But I'm a little
100%.
worried. I'm a little worried with Hand's defense on that.
Yeah, I mean, very well said. Those 2 Jesuits running backs combined for 1,100 yards, and both of them average over 6 yards per carry. So obviously the highlight of that offense. But Robbie Manning cannot be slumped on there. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the state, and he hasn't really been given the opportunity to throw the ball downfield. And do you think that's for a lack of receiver talent, or just because the run game has been unbelievably exceptional this season?
I think the run game has just been unbelievable this season, especially since Prep has some really great wide receivers, such as Newton, such as Langston.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Yeah. I mean, Langston's been unbelievable for the Jesuits.
51 with a kick here for Hand.
The hefty righty over there.
Number 12 for Prep with the return, Chad James. Now, Chad James has had a very good season for the Jesuits. He is a sophomore, but he has had 12 carries for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, those 2 touchdowns came on pass plays. One of them at home, a little check down in the red zone to open up the game against Sheehan, I believe. But he's been a good number 3 to Lombardo and Callahan. Get out there when those guys are tired, and he's a good receiving threat. We've seen him on some screens, and obviously it's good to have some depth for the future. I still look to be the starter next year.
And here we have Manning come out. Here. First drive for Jesuits offense. Calls for handoff to Callahan.
There's a low slap there, dealt well by Manning. As we saw, the Jesuits really like to motion in their slot receivers. We saw the motion over Garofalo there. And just to cause some confusion for this defense, it was a nice carry there by Callahan for 5. We'll see them throughout this game run that shotgun formation with doubles on each side, or it'll be trips. They don't really run out of the I form often or under center. We'll see that out of the shotgun again with trips to Manning's right.
Lombardo's been brought on the field. I want to see what happens here. So
Sam Shaney lead blocking as well.
Handoff.
Oh, he's going to rip it.
Oh! Oh, my gosh. Lombardo with the throw.
The Yukon commit has too much of an arm, as he had Langston there open. But it's not a baseball. You got to put a little more touch on it, as he does have an arm, and we've heard him talk about it a lot, that they have these sets where they want to let him loose and throw the ball downfield. As he had all day to throw there and just missed Langston. Could have been a good touchdown for the Jesuits.
That would have been pretty good touchdown. That would have been one that's going to be talked about for a long time if that went there. I want to see them do that again.
It was a pretty ball, but a little overthrown. Good spiral he had.
Lombardo still in the same position here.
3rd down.
Hands move their offense. Manning drops back. He runs through. Up. He is taken down.
So the Jesuits go 3 and out on their opening drive as Manning is sacked on 3rd down. And Nick, what are your takeaways so far from that first drive?
There, definitely with Preps, you can definitely see a difference between Preps offense and the way they're handling going up against such a big opponent, and Hand's way of going up against such a big opponent. You know, they did try some ballsy moves with giving Lombardo the ball to throw, but it just seems like nothing's going right now for them.
Yeah.
You know, you did give the ball to Callahan, and Callahan did get some yards, and that was probably the best drive that they've had out of their 4. Even that punt was pretty sad looking.
Yeah, Cornelius, uncharacteristic. He just mishit that one, and he'll dribble to the 40-yard line. Now this Jesuit defense comes back out looking to find some momentum for the team, as they were marched down by Daniel Hand for a touchdown on that last drive by Luca Boyce. And for me, Nick, I think the Jesuits on defense just need to force them to throw the ball. They have great defensive backs. As we see for the first time, Daniel Hand running out of the shotgun with only one person in the backfield.
Fakes handoff to Ray. Catch by number 1, Cole Presker, senior wide receiver, 23 receives, 460 receiving yards, and 6 TDs on the season.
That was Mason Carbone in coverage, the linebacker, as we saw play action there by Bobby Ray.
Ray calls for a snap, hands off, fakes it. Pass to number 7, Stone Leckie. Cole Presker.
So he's going to be short there. As Daniel Hand takes their time here. They've been running this hurry up the entire game, forcing the Jesuits to keep the men on the field on defense. It's honestly a smart tactic, one the Jesuits use often. It limits subs and really wears down a defense, but we'll see them take their time there as they call that as a 1st down.
Ray calls for it, drops back for the pass, throws it up. Ooh.
It's off the hands of Leckie.
Dropped from Leckie.
He had him there.
Yikes. That's a play where you got to catch those balls.
Yeah, I mean, he caught a shot there.
Yeah.
But that's definitely one that they're going to go back to later in the game. I mean, he had tons of room, as we see an empty formation here with 5 receivers.
That's back, passes it to 6, Raridan. Oh, and he is tackled.
Be a flag on Daniel Hand. So good stop there on the Jesuits. It'll be 3rd down. I think they're moving backwards. It's going to be holding.
Holding on Daniel Hand.
So a little bit of momentum here for the Jesuits with 7 minutes left in this first quarter. And it's going to be 2nd and long.
Now, one thing I'm definitely seeing here is that Hand is really trying to open up their pass game, and their pass game just seems more or less dead, or they're afraid to throw, with players such as Somers and Frick. Handoff to number 3, Luca Boyce.
Yeah, it was a good run from Boyce, picking up a chunk there as he ran over Brody Somers. And it'll be 3rd and long for Daniel Hand as the Jesuits look to get a huge stop here. They're going to run hurry up.
3rd and 7 here. Ray's definitely looking for options to throw it, especially with the way the receivers are lined up. Up. Again for Boyce. Tackled by number 19.
Ryan Murray. It's an interesting call there, running the ball on 3rd down. They really trust their run game, but the joint effort there by Jack Buck and Ryan Murray forces a punt. It's going to be the receiver, number 7.
I saw what
they're going for
they're
it.
going for it.
We'll see what. No, it's going to be a punt. It's going to be a punt by the receiver, Leckie. When you have a receiver out there on the punt, you always got to be mindful of fakes. Those athletic punters are capable of doing a lot on special teams.
Here's the punt. Here's a cut, and tries to juke out Hand, but gets taken down. Number 18.
So the Jesuits force a punt there, get a little momentum for them. And Nick, what do you want to see from the offense to get into the end zone on this drive for the Jesuits?
I want to see them give it to Callahan again, Nick. I'm thinking Callahan had the best drive out of all the 4 that Prep had. That was a really cool play, cool looking play from the Bardover went off, but you're already down 7 from Hand.
Yeah, can't get cute.
Yeah, can't keep looking cute. Just gotta be ugly and keep going.
Langston's got an ISO on the far side of the field with a lot of room and no safety help. We'll see if Manning takes a look over there.
Manning drops back, hands it off to Lombardo. He is taking down a joint tackle there.
Yeah, Daniel Hand's run defense has been very impressive so far. And like we said in the pregame, they're going to have to throw the ball to Jesuits if they want to win this one and let their star quarterback loose.
I agree. Manning is very good when he's rushing, but he's even better when he's throwing.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line is nothing to write home about. They're unbelievable.
Yes.
And I think they can hold strong and get them some time to throw. They got great receivers. I just been saying it all season. You got to let them rip one, as we see here.
Manning drops back. Oh, missed it. Langston was not ready for that one.
Yeah, Manning missed Langston there. He had him in space. It'll be 3rd down. But again, they motion him out and just force a difficult throw for him. I think he's a quarterback who, if you give him a chance, take his 3-step drop and look down the field, that's where he'll succeed. There's no need to run him outside the tackles. I don't know. That's just, we haven't seen that from the Jesuits in past years, and for some reason this season they feel the need to make things hard for Manning on offense.
3rd and 7 now. Manning drops back once again. He's running for it. Look at the pass. Pass it to Langston in the air. It's caught.
There we go.
That's that first down that Jesuits needed.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. If you give Manning a chance to take his 3-step drop, he'll make magic happen as we see him step up in the pocket. roll to his left and find Langston as he usually does, and that's the Jesuit offense that we're used to.
Yeah, definitely. They start. This is what Prep always does. They start their runs. If the runs don't work, then they go to something else. Then they go to their throwing. And once they see that their throwing works, now they're definitely going to start ripping the ball more. But one thing I'm worried about for the Jesuits is that play just was not good looking. That just looked like it was a scramble. And
it's a broken play, but obviously Manning is able to make stuff happen. So we'll see him here out of the shotgun.
Manning drops back, slings it. It is dropped by number 18.
So there's a drop ball there by number 18. As a Manning, it was a good ball. He gave him a chance there, and I'm predicting a Jesuits run here. They go to that run game on 2nd and long.
Okay, Prep's lining up once again. Now, Manning's definitely slinging it more, but it just seems like the receivers aren't on task tonight. Manning's rushing it. Oh. Runs into a sea of white right there.
Yeah, it was good protection from the Jesuits, but Manning had nothing downfield, so he elected to tuck and run. It was great coverage by Daniel Hand on the back end there.
That was great coverage.
So we'll see a 3rd and long here by the Jesuits in a situation where Hand will be predicting a pass.
I feel like this is a given right now to throw it up, but they have been trying to throw it up, and every time it hasn't been working. So I'm just very curious to see what's going to go right for this team right now, because you are 3rd and long, and if you don't get at least 10 yards on the next play, you are not allowed to. Ooh.
And they're going to call a timeout here. There's a little confusion on the offensive side of the ball. So the Jesuits will have 30 seconds to talk it over. And Nick, it's been a rough start to this game for the Jesuits so far. How do you think they can improve?
Oh man, so many different ways, Nick. One thing that's really boggling me is what's going on with the receivers. You know, dropping passes, missing balls. It's just so unlike the team, and I'm really hoping. I am really hoping that they wake up. You know, everyone has that everyone has that first quarter jitters or first quarter like sleepiness, and then the hardball comes to play. But
yeah.
They are not playing like the team that Daniel Hand thought they were. And you can definitely tell by how Daniel Hand is playing versus how Prep is playing.
Yeah, so Daniel Hand continues to stack the box defensively with only 1 safety high. And this is a defensive formation that the Jesuits can exploit with the deep ball, as we see Langston again with an ISO at the top of the screen.
Manning drops back. Runs forward again. He is still running. Takes a direct hit. Takes a direct hit from Wilson Walker, number 44, and gets back up like no problem and gets that 1st down.
Yes, it's a 1st down. Jesuits there, as we've seen Manning show off his elusiveness in this 1st quarter, as he was looking for, I believe it was Garofalo at the bottom of the screen.
You know, Manning is such a dual threat because he has 135 rushing yards and 1 TD rushing. That's just so impressive. Manning drops back in, hands it off to number 3, Lombardo. Lombardo's being shifty, gets taken down.
Be a 1-yard gain for Lombardo.
Number 55, Braden Dempsey for Hand, junior D-line. Dempsey has had 5 sacks in the season, and he definitely looks like it.
Yeah, so this Daniel Hand run defense has stood tall so far in this game, forcing the Jesuits to pass the ball, but it's been relatively effective when they've done so, as we'll see what they can draw up here on 2nd and long.
Manning waiting a bit. You have some of the hands deep backing up. Number pass to 81. Oh! Taken down. Great catch from number 81. Charles Stevens.
Yeah, great move there by Stevens to break away from the first tackle and get a 3rd and short here for the Jesuits. It was a good call. I like the screenplay. Showing a lot of character and diversity from the offense, as we'll see a 3rd and short here.
Prep's definitely got a bit more life in them now. You can definitely see in the way they're moving. You know, at first they thought this was going to be a lost cause, but you still have 2 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock. And 3-1. Manning hands it off to Lombardo. Lombardo being shifty, gets tackled, but gets the first down.
It's a hard-fought run from Lombardo as the Jesuits are now stacking up first downs on this drive. And they'll continue to run this hurry-up offense as Chad James comes into the game. We've seen the Jesuits utilize their linebackers offensively as lead blockers. We've seen from Jordan Lewis, John Morris, and Sam Shaney. All 3 of those guys have been absolute terrors as blockers out there. I would call it a little bit of an H-back position, fullback. They're lined up in the backfield behind the tackle and guard, and they're able to move the line forward and help the Jesuits in their run game.
Manning hands it off to James. James finds the hole. Double takedown from number 9, Andrew Sehosen.
Yeah, I like that play from the Jesuits, a little jet sweep from Chad James. Like I said before, they like to motion in their slot receivers often, and there they give their running back the ball, Chad James, and he's able to pick up around 4 yards.
Manning comes back on the field. 2 and 5. 2 and 6, actually. God, I need glasses.
We continue to see Chad James lined up in the slot for the Jesuits. Obviously, he's a running back, but he's showing his...
Manning slings it in the air to Langston. It's caught. Oh, it's dropped. Oh.
That's the play the Jesuits have made their bread and butter, the Langston go ball, and they're just slightly off the mark. It's a tough catch from Langston. It was a good ball for Manning, just weren't able to connect. It would have been the first touchdown of the game for the Jesuits. We get a replay of that. Good protection, and Manning drops back, finds his guy, and Langston has around a century worth of room as he's not able to bring that one in. But Langston, unbelievably unguardable, Nick. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how you stay step for step with him when he's running down the field like that. And I definitely will predict a deep pass from him in this game.
Manning drops back once again, going for the pass. Decides, nope, screw it, I'm going to run. Being hunted down by number 2, Orenzano. Jukes out Orenzano, but gets called out. But Manning gets the first down.
Robbie Manning, unbelievable, evading the tackler, stepping up in the pocket, and yet again picking up a first down with his legs as the Jesuits continue to fight in this first quarter offensively. We'll get a replay. It's good protection, but again, great coverage by Daniel Hand as he's forced to step up, evade 72, and then a great move there against number 2 as he misses the tackle, and Manning steps out for the first down. So, Nick, the Jesuits finding some momentum offensively at the end of this first quarter.
Yeah, they definitely are, and Manning's definitely been the reason for that. You know, he's got the do-it-myself attitude, and he hands it off to Callahan. Callahan breaks through the line, but trips and falls over the mesh of big boys and gets about, give or take, 3 yards. But it's definitely advancing the Jesuits forward.
Yeah, the run game's been good enough for the Jesuits so far this game. It's been serviceable. They picked up a first down before with Lombardo on a run play, and there we see Callahan continue to work hard and pick up 5 yards on first down. And the Jesuits will look to, maybe they'll run a play before the end of the quarter. We'll see.
Jesuits lined up here. Manning hands it off to Callahan. Callahan puts his head down and runs forward like he's Cam Scadaboo and gets 3 and 3.
Yeah, it's a good carry by Scout Callahan. It'll be 3rd and short here as we switch fields. And Nick, the Jesuits shown some life on offense. What do you think they've done differently this drive as opposed to their one before?
Definitely what I've seen is Manning just really opening himself up to be one of the best players on the team and prove it. You know, Manning has been a dual threat. He is not afraid of contact. He will go head to head he will go head-to-head with anyone, including number 44, Wilson Walker, who the junior linebacker, who definitely has a size advantage over Manning, but Manning did not let that slow him down at all whatsoever. And now Manning's definitely opening up his arm a lot more, and also utilizing his running backs. You know, you see Lombardo being really shifty on the play, and you see Callahan being as gritty as ever. You also see the O-line doing a great job of holding back Hand's defense. Especially, I just got to give a shout out here to Sam Saudos. You know, you see him a lot. He's a big Pearl Jam fan. You know, you see him in the hallways going, breeze and rest is on a pillow made of concrete. So, and then you also have players like Langston who need to wake up, especially with the run and pass. So Langston, I have a good hope that Langston is going to come back and he's going to get some great catches, but we really need to see that. He's gone, I believe, one for 3 right now with catches, and even that one was pretty ugly looking. You wouldn't take that one to the prom.
Yeah, so Manning so far, he's 2 for 4 with 14 yards, but his legs have been the star of the show so far.
Manning throws it up in the air. Dropped by Lombardo.
Just misses Lombardo there. A little bit of contact by the defender. It's off his hand. I mean, I like the look there, getting your running backs involved in the pass game, as we've seen Lombardo and Chad James lined up at receiver often in this first quarter, as now we've entered the second.
Yeah, Lombardo has definitely been playing different positions. You know, already he's played running back, quarterback, and now wide receiver.
Yeah, so the Jesuits elected to take a shot there on 3rd down, and we'll see Cornelius out there to take a field goal. It'll be around 40 yards.
Here's the kick.
It's dropped by Callahan. And Cornelius just throws it away. And it'll be a flag for an intentional grounding. So Cornelius tried to throw it away so he wouldn't get sacked and move backwards, but it won't matter as they'll call an intentional grounding there. So Callahan, the holder for the past 3 years, isn't able to come up with that one, and the Jesuits are empty-handed on that long drive.
11 minutes left in the second quarter here, and that is not how you get a comeback. You know, Cornelius has an amazing leg, and now you see him just dealing with his environment of that being it's tough. It's tough to be under pressure, to try and kick, to make sure you don't get a fumble.
I mean, when you're down, those nerves definitely come up, and it becomes a much more important kick, as now the Jesuits defense will need to get another stop.
Hands off.
Wow.
I believe that's Boyce still going.
We saw Jordan Lewis throw a hit on him at the line of scrimmage, and Boyce just continued to run as it's a gain of 9 on 1st down. Daniel Hand's been very effective in that formation where they've had multiple backs in the backfield. We'll see him bring it out here. It's lined up as like almost a T.
Hand off again to Boyce. And he is taken down by number 10, Dan DeLibero.
Yeah, great job by Dan DeLibero getting through the line of scrimmage there. He had a little help from Tavares Newkirk, and it was a TFL there. It'll be 3rd and 4. Yeah, it should be 3rd and 4. We'll see Daniel Hand continue to run out of his T.
Hand it off once again to Boyce.
It's going to be short there. Great tackle by number 9, Sam Barrett. And it'll be 4th and short. I believe Daniel Hand will keep their offense on the field.
Daniel DeLibero again for the tackle. And once again, Hand is really just trying to put some yards with their rushing game.
Fourth down here as the quarterback will check back with his coach. Jesuits stacking the box, predicting a run. And Daniel Hand will be forced to call a timeout as the bomb squad gets involved. Little stadium pulse there, Nick, huh?
Oh, yeah. If you can definitely hear it. You know, the bomb squad really showed out tonight. They know, and this has been talked about a lot in the SOC over the couple days, that this is the biggest game of the year for Prep. You know, Daniel had even brought their own itty bitty bomb squad here, so
Yeah.
you know it's a big game when the away team has a significant bomb squad.
Yeah, I mean, nothing to write home about there on the other side of the field, but it was a good showing from him. They're a little far away, so I don't blame him. But compared to the bomb squad, I mean, you can't really compete. I think we were elected the best student section in Connecticut last year.
I can see why. Everyone's out here.
Oh, they're going to punt.
Pink out.
They're going to punt. The Jesuits will only have one returner back to receive the punt by Lecky. Lecky's got a nice leg on him for a receiver. That last punt he had spiraled beautifully.
Lecky with the kick.
Oh, not this one,
Not
though.
that great.
Yeah, you just caught the laces there, and it'll be a punt of about 20 yards. So the Jesuits take the ball in opposing territory, and Manning is looking to get his team into the end zone. I think he was pretty impressive the last drive, Nick. What do you think he did well?
What I think Manning did well was continuously throwing, and definitely his O-line has definitely woken up as well. Because before, you know, I don't know if you saw, Nick, but the first three plays, Manning tripped over one of his own O-linemen, and I thought that was just a horrible indicator of how this game would go. And since then, they've definitely woken up. Definitely, Mr. Hellstern's gotten them to wake up and say, hey, let's go. We're still in this. And now Manning takes the field here.
Yeah, great leader of men, Coach Hellstern.
Ah, yes. Here's the snap. Hand it off. Lombardo gets through, breaks through. Needs three hand players to take him down.
It's a great dynamic run by Lombardo as he picks up a first down.
Great run for Lombardo here. You know, Prep's really showing off their amazing offensive runs. And now, I want to see that. Now I definitely want to see him throw the ball more. But I would not be opposed to them running with Callahan or Lombardo.
Yeah, once you get a team to respect your run game, they're forced to drop back, or they're forced to stack the box rather, and it opens up the pass game.
Here's the snap. Throws it to 81. And runs him outside.
Yeah, it was a nice quick pass there on the hitch, number 81, as Manning continues to stay hot, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 now. And there's a lot of things Prep can do here. You know, they definitely can throw up a pass to Lombardo again. I wouldn't mind that at all. Or I could see Lombardo throw it. But nope, looks like Manning's going to take this one. Bomb squad out here, Shannon, the freezing cold winds. Hand it off to Lombardo. And a little bit short of that first down. Big group tackle there, but Lombardo able to break through as always.
Yeah, great run from Lombardo, and it's going to be 3rd and short here. Last time the Jesuits were in a very similar situation on 3rd and long, or on 3rd and short, and they chose to throw a deep ball to Lombardo, a shot at the end zone. This time, I think they'll play more safe, running right down the middle, try to pick up that first down.
You see Langston coming out here. I'm keeping an eye. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on Langston because I want to see if they do just throw the ball to Langston and see what happens, Trek. Here's the snap. Manning drops back for the pass. And the throw into Langston works. Jeremiah Langston with the catch and runs it in for a touchdown.
It's a 21-yard receiving touchdown for Jeremiah Langston, and the Jesuits look to tie the game on this extra point. They did the exact opposite of what I thought they would do, and what I bet Daniel Hand thought they would do is Langston gets open on that slant route and converts in for 6.
Yeah, now we got Cornelius. You know, with Cornelius, it's always just a constant. It's always just a constant point on the board. Score is now 6-7. There's the kick, and it's good.
Yeah, Callahan was able to corral that snap this time, and the Jesuits convert. So Daniel Hand now, with a little momentum they had in that first drive, all but gone, as we see the kickoff unit led by Grayson Pluff about to come out for the Jesuits.
Good old Grayson Pluff. Now, Ham is definitely feeling it, you know, playing on Prep's home turf. You know, and now you have the defense come led out by Captain Sam Barrett.
Yeah, that touchdown will definitely get the Jesuits to rally. And Daniel Hand finds himself needing to respond in the middle of this second quarter.
Cornelius with the ball, getting ready to kick again.
Yeah, he's got the wind to his face. We'll see if that affects his kick. My prediction is it won't.
We all have our bad plays. Now I believe that one where that was just bad play for Cornelius. You know, still great constant kicker. You hear the Bob Squad chanting. They're hyped. You know, tied game. This is what everyone was hoping. A great game from both teams, and they're definitely getting it. Cornelius with the kick. It's up in the air.
The wind killed that one.
Caught by Lecky. Lecky gets a good run there, about 27 yards. Just call it 27. And now Prep's defense is taking the field.
Yeah, defense has been impressive so far after that first drive by Daniel Hand. And they continue to look to have momentum.
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely having a lot of momentum now. Defense is definitely riled up. They let up a touchdown, and they're not gonna let up another one. You know, Ray hands it off to Boyce, and Prep takes it down without a moment's hesitation.
Great run defense there by the Jesuits as Jordan Lewis comes up with the tackle for a gain of nothing. We saw a new formation there by Daniel Hand as they ran trips left, and we'll see another new one here.
Hands it off to Lecky. Lecky gets to the outside. He's going. He's going. Barrett, last hope. Gets him out of bounds, but wow.
Yeah, good bit of trickery there by Daniel Hand as they ran that hurry up, motioned in the slot receiver to Lecky, and then ran a little jet sweep toss to him. And it was a good move from him, evading Sommers and Newkirk as Daniel Hand continues to run hurry up in this bunch formation.
Hand off to Boyce. Bit slow reaction from Prep's defense there.
He was tripped up by Buck on the edge there, and I think this Daniel Hand hurry up is starting to get to the Jesuits as they get right back to the line of scrimmage.
Hand off to Boyce once again. Bit of yardage there.
Wow.
No first down.
Ryan Murray, I mean, that's just a great tackle. Completely engaged by the blocker, and he just gets one hand out and shoves over the running back, Luca Boyce. And it'll be 3rd and 1 here for Daniel Hand.
3rd and 1. Hand is definitely going to take this one.
Luca Boyce is split out wide and be an empty backfield. He'll motion in, Luca.
Hand it off to Boyce once again. Boyce trying to get to that line, gets the first down, but does not get as much as he wanted.
Yeah,
Still, first down.
I like that play call by Daniel Hand, making the Jesuits think that they're going to elect to pass and then motioning in their star running back. And Daniel Hand continues to ride this momentum and continues to run this hurry up, now in the red zone.
Red drops back for a pass. Looking for someone. Caught by Lecky. Knocked out of bounds just in time by number 7, John Morris.
Yeah, it was a designed rollout there by Daniel Hand, and Ray's able to find Lecky there, but Lecky definitely should not have been open. I think the Jesuit corner guarding him got a little too excited and ran in to try to sack the quarterback, as now Daniel Hand's knocking on the door.
Huge shade Boyce trying to run it in, trying to push it in.
I think he's going to be just short as we saw a wildcat run by Luca Boyce.
Wow, this is definitely going to be a game of just pure grit. You know, right there. I think I need to get my eyes checked because I thought that was a touchdown. But definitely on the line now. This is huge. You hear the crowd chanting, you hear the bomb squad chirping, and you hear boys running in. And one referee's calling it yes, one referee's calling it no. Boyce was stopped once again, it looks like. Third and goal right on inches away. Wow. And now you hear the stadium pumping. This is huge. Four minutes and 55 seconds left on the clock. Clock is running here, folks. Leckie drops back for the pass. Caught by Leckie. Runs it in for a touchdown. Touchdown from Leckie here. Wow, that was a great play because everyone was expecting him to hand off to Boyce again. And Leckie rushes through right there and catches it. And in the wide open field, nobody was up there to intercept him.
Yeah, the Jesuits had a great stop there on second down to force third, but it was a great play designed by Daniel Hand. And they convert there and take the lead of this one.
Again, Hand's going for the kick here. This is a close game. This is what everyone was talking about when they said this is going to be a great game because these two are the best teams in the SEC. So obviously, you know.
Yeah, it's been a good one so far. Look to see how the Jesuits respond. It's a fake.
Wow. Take it down. Sam Barrett with the tackle.
Interesting call there by Daniel Hand as they fake the PAT. But Sam Barrett's all over it. And now the Jesuits, all they need is a touchdown and an extra point, and they'll take the lead of this one. It's a questionable call, one that in a close game I don't know if I'm a fan of. I think the way that their offense has been playing, if you want to get that 2-point conversion, you just run it from the line.
I think they got way too greedy. Way too greedy. You know, they thought, hey, let's screw them Prep over a bit more, but they're trying to beat down Prep. They're trying to break Prep, and Prep does not break.
So out comes this kick cover unit for the Jesuits, or kick return rather.
You know, no one ever really talks about kick return, but they do a great job of making sure that Prep can start off the game pretty well.
Yeah.
I've never had anything bad to say about kick return.
I mean, the special teams all around for the Jesuits, Nick, is just unbelievable.
Hey, you're telling me, Nick. Here's the kick from Hand. Number 51.
The hefty righty.
Yeah. Here's the kick. Not as good as Cornelius, but it's acceptable. Here's the run. Oh! Arm tackle. Big head/arm tackle from Thomas Pushabelski. A little bit of a scuffle there.
So the Jesuits are able to get a return there and take the ball up around the 27-yard line as out trots that offense. They were able to convert on their last drive on a 21-yard touchdown catch by Jeremiah Langston as they continue to carry on some momentum. Nick, how do you think they could score on this drive?
Definitely by utilizing Langston more. I think Langston's finally found his confidence in his stride, and I definitely think Lombardo is just going to keep being really shifty. You know, sometimes shifty players like Lombardo can't. Sometimes shifty players like Lombardo don't work against, you know, strong run coverages, as we saw with West Haven. But now Lombardo definitely has been seeing openings left and right for him to just bounce right through. And same with Callahan too. Callahan hasn't really been utilized as much as this game as I would have liked, but now that Callahan is just known to running through people, and he's definitely running through Hand. Pass to Callahan here. Callahan does a spin move. Tackled by number 23, Aiden Brennan. Tackle, about 1 yard gain from Callahan. As much as I was talking about Callahan, just right then and there, running through. It was a bit more of him trying to be shifty. And yeah, that spin move was pretty nice looking. But
there's a gain of about a half yard there as the Jesuits now face a second and long.
And here, Garofalo, Rob Manning bouncing back, looking for Langston. Goes up to Langston. Langston catches it.
Good little
catch.
off-script play by the Jesuits. It was a designed quick pass to Langston, and Manning saw the DB ready to break on that. He pump faked, climbs up in the pocket, and is able to find Langston. Langston did a good job getting open for his quarterback there and getting downfield. It was a great catch, too, and a perfectly layered ball by Robbie Manning. Yeah, that's definitely a catch. So it'll be first down, Jesuits, as they take the ball around the 30, 45-yard line.
O-line coming in strong here. Callahan next to Manning. Manning drops back for the pass. Looking for receivers. Moving out. Throws it up. It is caught.
Great catch there by number 27, and yet again, a broken play. Manning gets off script, and the receivers are doing a great job finding their quarterback on these broken plays, as number 27 had a designed in route there about 15 yards, and he tracks back to follow his quarterback, and he's wide open. It was a great ball by Manning on the run, and the Jesuits continue to march down the field, led by Manning's passing arm.
Once again, Callahan next to Manning. Motions for James, hands it off to James. James running, finds a hole. Oh!
He was stood up there.
Tackle by Lecky. Flag on the play. Believe called a holding. Holding on Prep. That is not a good sign for a team who just got the first down. Holding on Prep.
Yeah.
First down, repeated.
Those are drive killers, those holding penalties. Because now the Jesuits have a 1st and 20.
You know, I must say, as much as Prep did get a flag here and there, they're doing a lot better with flags than they were 2 games ago.
Yeah.
Because they used to have so many flags, it was hard to count.
They've become a lot more disciplined as a unit.
Yeah, you can definitely see that because they're very locked in for this. Manning drop back for the pass. Manning looking for an entry, gets tackled, taken down by Paul Fumix.
So Manning gets sacked there on 1st and long, as yet again on these drop back plays that Manning has had, Daniel Hand's done a good job locking those receivers down. It's really been when he's rolled out is when his guys have been able to get open. So Daniel Hand now can sit back. It's a 2nd and very long, and this is going to be a tough situation for the Jesuits to get out of offensively as the clock winds down to 2 minutes.
Manning drops back for the pass. Finds Langston open. Langston catches it for the first down.
Short.
Oh.
The 2nd and long. So it'll be around 3rd and 8 here, but an unbelievable route by Jeremiah Langston. That's a college-level route as he runs that that comeback at around 10 to 15 yards. As we get a replay, Manning did a great job finding him. He was looking down the whole way. And look at Langston. He's got tons of room. So the Jesuits got a 3rd and short here, as that was a gain of about 15.
Great catch from Langston. Now, I don't know if you saw, Nick, but John Morris was just put in.
Yeah, that lead blocker. He's almost lined up as a tight end, as the Jesuits will call a timeout as the clock winds to 1 minute and 53 seconds. Big play here for the Jesuits. I'm not sure if it's inside Cornelius's range. He's definitely got the leg for it, but we'll see if they are unable to convert, if they give him the nod. I think in a game like this, you got to look to get some points. If you're not going to go for it, you got to give your kicker a chance. But I'm interested to see what the call here is from the Jesuits. I wouldn't be surprised if they run a little bit of a jet sweep to a player like James or Callahan. Those worked pretty well for them so far in this one, and it's 3rd and 4. So definitely a down, or 3rd and 3, definitely a down that they can look to run the ball on.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is why are they putting a defensive player like John Morris on offense unless they're going to utilize him for something good? And I'm very excited to see what they use with him because Everyone at Prep knows John Morris is the dog.
Yes, we'll see him lined up again at tight end.
Manning drops back for the pass. Oh, he is sacked by Cole Presker and number 44, Wilson Walker. That is a terrible sack to have when you're down.
Yeah, especially because they were in field goal range and that one knocked them out of it, so now they're forced to punt.
That was just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, the Jesuits are going to wind the clock down all the way here, and Hands only got 2 timeouts. So with a minute left, Daniel Hand, it'll be a very tall task for them to get any points. But that was a drive that was looking very promising for the Jesuits, and one that they definitely will be looking back on as a learning experience. So we'll see Cornelius here line up to punt. It'll be Boyce on the return. Will be a timeout by Daniel Hand as they saw the Jesuits running the clock down.
Yeah, as you can see, Prep walking in. Coach Elston is not happy with that last play, and frankly, I don't think anyone who's a Prep fan should be either. Because I'm really hoping that Prep can get their stuff together in a minute and 10, but that's wishful thinking. It feels like. Now we definitely have a ball game, but now I'm just curious to see how is Prep going to get them out of their stupor that they've had? Nick, you got any ideas about what Prep can do differently? Because it seems like
offensively speaking,
yes.
I think we've seen them throw the ball often, and I caught it at the beginning of the game that I wanted to see them throw, but the run game has been relatively effective on the last few drives, and obviously that situation, the clock's winding down, you want to look to throw, but I think on that third and short, a run play isn't a bad idea. So I think mixing in the run with the passes, we see a beautiful punt there by Cornelius. Mixing in a run and a pass, having a diverse offense is going to be a key for them. They've proven that this game's going to be a close one and a hard-fought one. And I think for them, it's just going to be making sure Daniel Hand has absolutely no clue what they're going to do offensively. I think if they become predictable, they're going to be very easy to stop.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely feel like defense needs to step up their game, especially now, because, give Boyce an inch, he'll take a mile.
Yeah.
So
we'll see Daniel Hand with a minute left and 1 timeout looking to get in the end zone to run the ball.
Hand off to Boyce once again. Good drive there. Stopped by James Burgess.
Yeah, Burgess, just an unbelievably violent player as he's always looking to get the ball out. We saw him get an interception earlier in the season. We've had a few big boy interceptions, as a matter of fact.
Right, passing off to number 15, Tyler Wolgamuth. Wolgamuth going to the 50. Knocked out of bounds by Sam Barrett.
Yeah, it's a huge play for Daniel Hand, especially because he was able to get out of bounds, and now it's looking dangerous. So we'll get a replay of that. Another one of these design sweeps. They've been very effective so far for Daniel Hand.
Prep lines up once again. Ray drops back for the pass. Slings it. Intercepted by Sam Barrett. Runs it in out of bounds, save time. What a play.
Yeah, I think Bobby Ray was seeing ghosts out there as he threw the ball straight to Sam Barrett.
Don't know what he was thinking there.
We'll get a replay of that one. I mean, he had all day to throw, and he just delivers an absolute dime to Sam Barrett. And now the Jesuits, with a timeout, could look to get a field goal. I'd like to see them take a shot downfield with Langston or with Lombardo, as we've seen him lined up at receiver often in this one.
Yeah, like you said, he was seeing ghosts. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what Ray was thinking, tossing it to Sam Barrett. And even if he was trying to throw it to the receiver closest to the ball that was thrown was completely covered. So who knows what Ray was thinking there. Sometimes the pressure just hits us. Like
yeah, a little bit of a present to the Jesuits here. We'll see if they're able to make something happen with 30 seconds left in the half.
Manning drops back. Being chased. Trying to throw it, but no good.
Yeah, he'll just throw that one down here.
Chased down from Andrew King. Now, 26 seconds left on the clock here. Perhaps Manning really needs to just rip it right now. It definitely is what he's been looking to do. You know, a run from Callahan or Lombardo would be great right now, but definitely the pass game needs to be utilized. And Manning drops back once again. Looking for an opening. Nope, he's just going to run it. And gets the first down with 16 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, the Jesuits will call a timeout. It was a great bit of running there by Manning as they look to convert here at the end of the half.
16 seconds left on the clock. Prep's in a pretty dangerous position right now. And I do not know how the Jesuits are going to get out of this one. You know, Manning can only do so much.
Yeah. I mean, the coverage on the back end by Danahan has been relatively stout. And I'd like to see what's drawn up here by Coach Thomas. So 16 seconds left in the half. The ball's on the 44-yard line. And maybe a shot of about 20 to 25 yards and a spike could get some points for the Jesuits. Cornelius has a big leg.
Manning next to Callahan. Drops back for the pass. Throws it. Langston. Oh.
And that's just what the doctor ordered for the Jesuits, but they're going to have to get to the line and spike it. Oh, no. They had another timeout, so it'll be a timeout there from the Jesuits.
Wow, that is huge.
Yeah, great play there by Langston. Was not sure if they had that another timeout, but they do. So now the Jesuits have an opportunity and a decision to make. It would be about a 40-yard field goal, or they can take a shot here. I think they'll take a shot and then trot out the kicking unit.
Yes, Prep definitely is going to have to take a shot here because if they play like this in the second quarter, there is no way that Prep can play like this in the second quarter. I'm saying if, but there is no way Prep can play like this in the second quarter if they want to come out here with the dub.
Yeah, they're going to have to step it up in the second half. I think there's a lot of ways they could do so. Obviously, the floor is very high for the Jesuits, and they've shown they can be very effective offensively. But I think they've done a decent job in this first half. Obviously, could do better, but we'll see what they draw up here at the end of this half.
8 seconds left. Manning slings it. Langston running. Runs it out of bounds with 4 seconds left on the clock. That is a really smart play.
Great play call there by Coach Thomas as they get a little more yards for their kicker. And it will be around, I think, a 30-yarder maybe? No, it'll be 40. So 40-yard field goal here by Cornelius to look to cut the lead down to 3.
You can hear the crowd screaming. Most of it for Cornelius. Cornelius lines up in that same position he always does to get that kick. Here's the kick.
That's Shmoney.
And it's good.
Unbelievable.
Shmoney from Cornelius.
Would have been good from 60. And the Jesuits feeling good walking in to the locker room. They're only down 3 in a game that has gone both ways.
This is definitely one of the biggest back and forth games for Prep. Most of the time when you see them play, it's either they get a huge lead or like they did with West Haven, like they did with New Britain, like they did with many other teams. Or you see them be gritty and just keep fighting. And that's definitely what they're doing now.
Yeah, it's been a great job from them in this first half, offensively and defensively. They had a rough start to the game with Danahan marching down the field and getting a quick touchdown on 7 run plays in a row. And since then, the defense has stood on their heads, done a great job. And offensively, Manning has directed the ship into the right direction and gotten 10 points on the board.
Yeah, and they definitely need coming to the second half to just be more on point with their O-line, and their receiving yards. And we'll be right back with that.
What does it mean to graduate from Fairfield Prep? It's hard to put into words because there's truly nothing like it. Maybe it's the moment walking down the aisle to receive your diploma, or the sea of red and white tuxedos all around you, or that firm handshake from President Cashman. Those are unforgettable moments, but they're not what defines it. What truly sets this experience apart happens after graduation, when you're outside celebrating with the people who were once just your classmates. I say once because they're not just classmates anymore. They have become family, your brothers. Over 4 years, through every high and low, every challenge and victory, these are the people who stood beside you. Now, you're no longer students. You're a family. What might be bittersweet goodbyes at other schools becomes something different here. A celebration. Laughter, pride, and a deep sense of connection fill the air as you take one more picture, one more memory together. As we prepare to step into the next chapter of our lives, we carry that brotherhood with us, forever shaped by our time at prep. And as all prep men do, we may laugh, we may cry, but we never say die.
It started in 2016. Terry Davis turned to her friends. I have this crazy idea. Moms, zombies, a Halloween flash mob. Zombies. When the love poured in, so did the donations. 100% to metastatic breast cancer research.
Before I come to officiate your game, I'm busy at work.
Before I was a high school official, I was a young athlete myself.
Before I heard you yelling at me from the stands, I was a parent on the sideline cheering for my own kids.
And before each season and before each game, like you, I'm prepared and I'm excited.
Remember,
we're a lot
like you.
For generations, we've shaped young men into leaders, thinkers, and compassionate individuals. But to maintain our tradition of excellence, we must evolve and grow.
In the Ignatian tradition, I begin my day with gratitude. Gratitude for you, our generous supporters and benefactors who have been critical to our success. Now, we invite you to build an even brighter future.
Our campaign focuses on 3 essential pillars that will propel Fairfield Prep into the future.
By expanding our financial aid program, we'll ensure that a Fairfield Prep education is accessible to deserving students from all backgrounds.
It's critical that we continue to expand scholarship opportunities for students whose families can't afford full tuition and allow them to be part of the prep experience, because in fact, they make the prep experience.
Fairfield Prep is a very special place, but what makes it special is the people here.
I know so many people here who are great athletes and then they turn around and go play with the band or write a short story for a creative writing contest.
Whether you like athletics or engineering or art, there's so much to do after school.
Our commitment to excellence means providing our faculty with cutting-edge professional development opportunities, empowering them to inspire and challenge our students.
By supporting our educators to always pursue learning, we're producing great teachers in the classroom, but also great role models for our students.
The faculty here at Fairfield Prep are invited to learn more about the traditions that we are upholding in the classroom, and one of the ways that we do that is through the Jesuit Educators Academy.
The Jesuit Educators Academy is a 5-year program in which teachers who are new to prep learn about the mission and core values of Ignatian spirituality.
If we do not train faculty, we don't produce the type of students who can go out and set the world afire.
We're enhancing our campus with state-of-the-art facilities, with a center for arts and recreation, and expanding our academic support services to nurture every student's potential.
We use a scaffolding approach to provide resources to ensure academic success for our students.
As an athlete and a musician, it's great to have new facilities that really enhance what prep is all about.
I've had to learn and grow into being a well-rounded person. Here at Prep, we call it Cura Personalis, or care of the whole person.
Our world needs leaders of conscience, compassion,
competence, and commitment.
Shaped by a Jesuit Catholic education.
All of this is a fabric woven together that becomes the graduate at graduation.
What is a grad at grad?
Open to growth.
Intellectually competent.
Religious.
Loving.
Committed to doing justice.
These are the hallmarks of a Fairfield Prep graduate.
Ignatius said he could find God in all things. Our education is about finding God in each other and in the world around us.
We need your help to meet the demands of a rapidly changing world.
Together, let's shape the future of our school, forming leaders who support the values of Fairfield Prep. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Go forth.
Before I come to officiate your game, I'm busy at work.
Before I was a high school official, I was a young athlete myself.
Before I heard you yelling at me from the stands, I was a parent on the sideline cheering for my own kids.
And before each season and before each game, like you, I'm prepared and I'm excited.
Remember,
we're a lot
like you.
For generations, we've shaped young men into leaders, thinkers, and compassionate individuals. But to maintain our tradition of excellence, we must evolve and grow.
In the Ignatian tradition, I begin my day with gratitude. Gratitude for you, our generous supporters and benefactors who have been critical to our success. Now, we invite you to build an even brighter future.
Our campaign focuses on 3 essential pillars that will propel Fairfield Prep into the future.
By expanding our financial aid program, we'll ensure that a Fairfield Prep education is accessible to deserving students from all backgrounds.
It's critical that we continue to expand scholarship opportunities for students whose families can't afford full tuition and allow them to be part of the prep experience, because in fact, they make the prep experience.
Fairfield Prep is a very special place, but what makes it special is the people here.
I know so many people here who are great athletes and then they turn around and go play with the band or write a short story for a creative writing contest.
Whether you like athletics or engineering or art, there's so much to do after school.
Our commitment to excellence means providing our faculty with cutting-edge professional development opportunities, empowering them to inspire and challenge our students.
By supporting our educators to always pursue learning, we're producing great teachers in the classroom, but also great role models for our students.
The faculty here at Fairfield Prep are invited to learn more about the traditions that we are upholding in the classroom, and one of the ways that we do that is through the Jesuit Educators Academy.
All right, so we are back here after halftime as the Jesuits trail 3 points to the Daniel Hand Tigers. It's 10-13, and some huge stat updates as Robbie Manning is 67 yards away from a 1,000-yard season, and Jeremiah Langston on this one in the first half alone, 78 yards, 4 for 6, and 21-yard touchdown, the only of the game for the Jesuits. The Jesuits will receive the second half kickoff as they look to take the lead on their first drive of this second half. Nick, it's been a thriller so far. What do you think the Jesuits have done well on both sides of the ball?
Well, I'm going to give 2 words for you for one side of the ball, and that is Robbie Manning. He has just been spectacular all around. And here is the kick. Caught. Here's the run. Oh! Breaks through. Stopped by number 51. But still, what a great return. But Robbie Manning has just been on fire tonight. Like you said, 67 points away from 1,000 on the year. And now he's doing a great job of running through, of finding the receiver after the line is broken. And on the defensive side, they could use a bit more work holding down number 3, Luca Boyce. But their receiving coverage has been phenomenal the whole night.
Yeah, the Jesuits offensively have been touch and go in this one. The pass game has been the highlight as we see Manning take the snap.
What a pass. Taken down by number 18. I apologize. Caught by number 18, taken down.
Yeah, so good job there by Manning on the play action. And obviously that's something that's going to work a lot for the Jesuits with their amazing run game, spearheaded by Callahan and Lombardo, the 2 senior backs. They're combined for 1,100 yards on the season, and both of them average over 6 yards a carry.
Manning calls a snap. Lombardo next to him. Hands off to Lombardo. Lombardo runs through.
Yeah, he'll pick up the first down here. So the Jesuits already moving down the field as they pick up the first down there on 2 plays. And Nick, I think this is going to be a very important drive for them as they look to convert to start out this second half.
Yeah, definitely. So now they're definitely looking a lot better than they were in the beginning of the first half. And Prep's definitely coming out here focused. You know, they're only down 3. Any kick from Cornelius will do. So Manning next to Lombardo again. Hands off to Lombardo again. Lombardo shifty, runs through, gets taken down, but not before he's very close to the first.
Yeah, great run there by Lombardo as they continue to feed him the rock. It'll be a first down carry for him and a gain of 10.
Oh, first down. They gave him it.
We'll get a replay of that one as Lombardo hits the hole, bounces off a tackler, and stumbles for another 6.
Nice. That bounce there for 6 or 7 yards was really
Oh, yeah.
important. Bardo again breaks through the line. God, he is just running.
Yeah.
He is just bouncing through his whole line.
Yeah, I mean, huge credit to the Jesuit offensive line for getting him room to run. Obviously, if you don't have a good offensive line in front of you, you can't get anything done offensively, especially in the run game. They've done a great job to start off this second half, creating holes to run through for the back Lombardo, and now it will be 2nd and 4.
Definitely the O-line, Nick, is just doing a great job. You know, Sam Sabados, Jack Watson, you know, Reese Morgan, Manny Chuko. They are just doing a phenomenal job and making sure nothing gets through, and they're making great holes.
Yeah, a lot of depth in that unit there as well.
Bardo again goes to the outside. Flag is flags thrown there. 2 flags thrown.
I mean, when you see a run play get a flag thrown, it's just assumed it's going to be a holding. As that sucks for the Jesuits, it would have been a first down and
that
more.
Does suck. Holding, Fairfield.
So they'll be moving backwards. It'll be 2nd and long.
Now, Nick, what do you think is going to be more important for the Jesuits' offensive game here?
Yeah, I mean, I said at the end of the first half, but it was going to have to be a diverse offensive scheme, mixing in pass and run. And so far, we've seen them do that. Robbie Manning's dropped back and thrown once, and they've ran the ball 2 times. So continuing to keep this Daniel Hand defensive unit on their toes is going to be the key for them. And to do that, they're going to have to mix in run and pass. And they have the players and personnel to do so. We've seen Langston get let loose for that touchdown earlier in this game.
Callahan now next to Manning. Manning drops back for the pass. Great block from Callahan. Caught by Langston.
They're going to say he was out of bounds.
Short of the first down.
No, they're calling it incomplete there.
Oh.
So it'll be third and long, 3rd and about 14. This was a great ball for Manning on that designed QB rollout, but Langston was not able to get his feet down. So the Jesuits most likely will be looking to pass here, as Manning looks to get to 1,000 yards on the season in this second half.
Yeah, only 67 yards away.
Yeah.
So Manning
genuinely a factual statement too. It's not even.
Genuinely.
Well, after that slant, maybe like 41, but he was that far away. So it'll be 3rd and long here. Manning lines up in the shotgun.
Manning looking for an open spot. Running, being chased down. Oh, great block from Morris. Oh, Manning for the pass. Thrown out of bounds.
Manning's hit a little bit of late there, but no flag, and the Jesuits are forced to punt. Didn't really have any options downfield, and we've seen it a lot of times this game where he's been forced to roll out. And the Jesuits, after picking up an early first down, are held to a stop by a holding penalty, and Cornelius will go out there to punt.
Yeah, Cornelius has been iffy so far. You know, he's had some really great kicks, you know, obviously making the same field goals he always makes. But there was that one play that threw me off where he had to throw the ball, but that's not even a chirp towards him, because Cornelius, once again, showing how good adaptability is. You know, and here's the kick from Cornelius. Up in the air, and out of bounds.
Yeah, good punt there. It's going to be inside the 20, and out comes the Jesuits defense. They've done a great job, apart from that first drive, holding Daniel Hand to just 2 touchdowns in that first half.
Yeah, now Hand's offense comes out to play. You know, the big boys, definitely Luca Boyce and Bobby Ray have been really on point. And you have seen players like Tyler Wolgamuth, number 15, had a really great breakaway there, but that was stopped once Sam Barrett caught the interception. And once again, handed off, number 3. Oh my gosh, Luca Boyce. Oh, looking like he was going all the way, but definitely tripped on something.
Yeah, Luca Boyce hitting the hole there, showing his explosiveness. He was tripped up by the DB. I believe it was Oliver Frick. And Daniel Hand continues to run this hurry up and continues to run the ball well.
Handed off again. Stopped by Prep's whole team. Uh, 2 and 8 here, folks, and honestly, Prep's definitely come out a lot better than they did in the first half. And 7 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock for a third quarter. Handed off once again, but stopped by multiple tacklers there. Ryan Murray, Jordan Lewis, definitely coming out with the swagger on.
So this Jesuits defense is forced to third and medium here as they look to get a stop after going 3 and out on that first drive.
Oh. What a cut by Presker.
Oh, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Oh, wow.
So the faint lines on Rafferty Stadium helping out the Jesuits there, and it will be a forced punt here after that long run by Luca Boyce.
Definitely affecting both teams here, as we saw with the J.J. Langston call where he was out of bounds. So now it's 4 and 5, 4 and 6, and now they're gonna punt it with Leckie coming out to do the punt. He's been handling the punts all game. And one thing with Leckie is that he is quick. So like you said earlier, Nick, I really wonder, is he gonna pull a little trick? Nope. Here's the punt. Out of bounds on the 30.
Decent punt there. This goes for about 40 yards, and the Jesuits offense will enter the field yet again.
Not out of bounds, but. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a real game here. 10 Prep, 13 Hand. And now 6 minutes and 51 seconds left on the clock. And Prep's offense is coming out to play on the 30. Manning. Fakes the handoff, chucks it up. Oh!
A little bit of contact there as the pass breakup was made by number 20, Portley. As Manning continues to take shots downfield. I like that call there. It was a good ball, but it was a great play there by the cornerback, Diego Portley.
You know, it was right thing at the wrong time. You know, that's what it just looks like. Like Hand's defender there had a good coverage, and if 18 had a bit more time, then they'd have it. Then they would have that catch. Fakes the handoff again. Passes it to Lombardo. Lombardo tackled.
Lombardo's met by a swarm of Hand defenders there as the Jesuits have come out a little flat offensively this second half, and it's going to be a 3rd and long on a gain of about 0.
3rd and 10 now here, and now Manning is definitely going to start reviewing that pass option a lot more. And Chad James comes out. You know, whenever Chad James comes out, you know something's going to be going down.
Yeah, he's an absolute weapon out there. We'll see what Coach Thomas dials up here on this 3rd and long.
Setting up for him for the receiver route. You know, you have Leckie on top of him. Manning dropping back for the pass. Manning in trouble. In trouble. Oh, he's sacked by number 55, Braden Dempsey. Dempsey has had multiple sacks this season, and now that list just keeps on growing.
Robbie Manning's brought down there, and the Jesuits go 3 and out on that drive.
Prep's punt team coming out here. Now, Prep's punt is coming out now. Cornelius once again kicking. Here's the kick.
It's just an unbelievable punt from high school punters. We see all those Jesuit defenders getting down there. He's got a great hang time on his punts. So out trots out the Jesuits defense as both offenses were stifled on their first drives. And Daniel Hand enters the field for the second time in this half.
Yeah, Daniel Hand is definitely playing up to Prep's level, or should I say Prep is playing up to Daniel Hand's level a lot more. You know, we saw in the beginning Prep have an iffy start, and then they dropped, then they scored a touchdown and started getting high again, then they dropped again, and now here's the handoff to Boyce. Stopped again. Prep's definitely starting to read this offense and say, hey, we know what you're doing now. Cut it out, or else I'm going to give you the belt. And now they're definitely showing that. Once again, Ray and Boyce in the backfield. Hand it off to Boyce. Boyce breaks through. Nope, he doesn't. He is stopped. For about 3 yards gain. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce my other co-announcer for the night, Justin Brennan.
Hello, everybody.
Now, Justin, we were watching Daniel Hand play a bit shoddy of what they were in the beginning. Do you think they're crushing from the pressure?
I think they've been having a lot of offensive pressure. Their run game has been on point, but you know, both teams have been really going at it with this tight scoring game.
Yeah, and now we just saw Boyce have about a 10 to 12 yard run there. Great run from Boyce. And this is still an incredibly close game.
No, that D-line has definitely been a struggle on this point of the game, as the run game has been on point for Daniel Hand.
Ray hands it off to 15 Wolgamuth. Wolgamuth is taken down by John Morris. You know, John Morris has been a dual threat and a three-sport threat with rugby, wrestling, and football. And you can definitely see in that tackle right there.
No, definitely, I agree.
And now we have 2nd and 8 and stop. Oh, 2 flags thrown by the ref. I can only wait to see what these refs have to say now.
Looks like a false start on Darien, I believe. Or Daniel Hand, I believe.
False start, yep, definitely a false start because they're moving Daniel Hand back 5.
That's going to be huge on this, looking to be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, definitely 2nd and 11, and now Daniel Hand is a bit shoddy. You know, Ray and Boyce still in the backfield here. And Prep's definitely doing a way better job of reading how much of a threat Wolgamuth, Boyce, and Ray are. You know, and there's the handoff to Ray once again. Great tackle. Fantastic tackle by Sam Shane.
There is another flag on the play.
Yikes.
Nick, what do you think the key to stopping that run game continuing into the third and going into the fourth quarter might be?
You know, definitely for Prep, it's to keep doing what they're doing. They're doing a great job right now of holding down Boyce, where he'll sometimes have a great run every 1 out of 3. But then when he gets that 1 out of 3, you got to be careful, especially like now, where if that wasn't a flag, Boyce broke through the line. He only got stopped by a tackle from Sam Shane. If Sam Shane didn't get that tackle, he could have been a lot farther, you know, and the same with Wolgamuth. We saw that I keep bringing up that great run from Wolgamuth, because Wolgamuth broke through 5 players, but now it's going to be, again, 2nd and 15.
Looks to be 2nd and 13 on this play going in here.
I can't count. Hands it off to Lecky. Lecky trying to be shifty. Missed tackle. Tavares brings him in the out of bounds. Just shy of the first down.
I mean, that play's just been so consistent for them. 3 times, 2 flags on the play, and they're still able to keep that large gain on looking to be 3rd and about 5.
I agree. Lecky is definitely one of the more shifty players that hasn't really had the chance to shine, but when he does a great job. You know, it's definitely been the Boyce and Ray show for hands, you know, and a little bit from Presker. And Lecky is the kicker, but he's also, people forget, he's also a very good runner too. And there's the handoff, or no, fake handoff.
They look to have potentially picked up. And the chains are moving. That's the first down.
Yeah. Now, Justin, what are your thoughts on Boyce's run game, and how do you think Prep's defense is holding down now in this quarter?
Yeah, I mean, looking at these past few plays here, there's been, you know, 4 or 5 consistent back-to-back running plays that have broken through despite flags. That's kind of keeping Prep in this drive. But their run game's been really consistent, so we're going to need to see a change here.
Handoff from Boyce again. You know, one thing I really noticed was that in the first quarter, Ray was definitely slinging it. He was definitely throwing it a lot more, and then his nerves were just shocked by Sam Barrett. I mean, then again, that wasn't the best throw to have, especially when it was right to them. But now it seems they're focusedly relying on Boyce, you know. And then you have linebackers like John Morris and Tavares. Tavares is not a linebacker, I'm sorry. But you have just defensive players who are stopping the run every single time. Again, with Boyce. Boyce runs outside. He is almost stopped.
I mean, it took 2 guys to take him down there. He got an extra 4 yards just by breaking through there.
Yeah, just shy of the first down. Third down, 3rd and 3, I believe here, folks. And this is such a close game. 1 minute and 4 seconds left on the quarter.
This is going to be interesting. After they've gone so many running plays, Nick, do you think they're going to go for this run on the 3rd and 3?
I 100% think that, Justin. And there it is.
There it is.
Past the boys, hand off the boys. And there is, ref is going to review.
Looks pretty close.
Does look really close. This is why I need glasses like you, Justin. Oh, what is
this?
this?
And it looks to be
first down. Chains are moving.
A lot of confusion on the field.
Yeah, I see a first down marker, but I see it behind the first down. Nope, 4th down. 4th and 1.
4th and inches on this play here.
Again, Justin, we saw earlier, there was a close call like this when they kept handing it to Boyce, but this time it was a touchdown. But then what they did was they then threw it to Lecky. So I wonder what's going to happen now.
Yeah, they are definitely mixing it up, but consistently staying with that running game, it seems to be working for them.
Yeah, definitely. Timeout for the Jesuits here. Talk it over. You know, once again, this is Prep's biggest game of the year, it seems. You know, 6-1 Daniel Hand versus 6-1 Fairfield Prep. This is just a matchup for a great game. We've seen it. This is a nail biter. I thought West Haven was a nail biter. This is even more because Prep is down now. They're the underdogs in this situation.
This is huge for the rankings too, if I'm not mistaken. Daniel Hand is the 4 seed and Fairfield Prep is the 7. So this determines a lot going into the end half of the season here.
Yeah, 100%. And now I think the referees are trying to determine if that's a first down or not. So much confusion, you know. This has been a very close game in quarters. And it is still a 4th down.
4th and inches here, Nick. What do you think they're going for? Right back to the run game, staying consistent?
I think they're going to pull a Jalen Hurts and do a tush push. I could so see it. Oh, yep. Oh!
And they look to have picked it up. That's going to be a first down.
Wow, when I saw Sam Shane get that tackle, I thought, wow, that maybe that would have been the end. But first down Hand with 6 seconds left on the clock. And now we're going to the final quarter of Prep's game against Hand. And now this is where all the nerves come in. I'm tingling with excitement. What do you think, Justin?
No, this is such a great game. It's so exciting to see the players got to love an environment like this. Packed game tonight. Bomb Squad really showed out. A lot of people here. So even a Hand Bomb Squad's here too. So it's got to be a lot of nerves out there tonight. But lovely game, and this is what they practice for. This is what they play for day in and day out.
the hype around this game was real all week, Justin. You heard it in the hallways, you heard about the hand game, and people said if you were not coming, transfer, and you could definitely see why. The Prep's football team needs all the support they can get, and that's why Hand's Bomb Squad is here too, because they know Prep is not a team to be trifled with.
There's no better place to be on a Friday night.
Amen. And now, 12 minutes left to see who is the biggest and the baddest of them all. You know, one thing I'm really hoping, Justin, is that we can see a Langston touchdown, another Langston touchdown, excuse me.
That first touchdown was something. That was fantastic catch and a beautiful throw by Robbie Manning.
You know, Manning and Langston are two great players who know how to work scrambles, and they know how to work when things don't go their way. We see that all night.
Coming from last year, too, Kyler Robinson was huge, and J.J. Langston had that shoes to fill.
Tackle from Brody Summers brings Boyce down after Boyce breaks through the line. Getting huge yardage.
Going to be 1st and goal here.
That's scary for the Jesuits. And now, 1st and goal. Boyce and Barre still hand it off to Boyce. Here's the tackle, but they just can't seem to stop him.
Stopped the short gain there, but looks to gain maybe 2 or 3.
Boyce trying to do his best Cam Scatterbo impression, putting his head through and trying to see what happens.
But we would not like to see any injuries like Cam Scatterbo tonight.
I blame MedLife. Fourth and 3. Boyce again. God, this is just a rinse and repeat. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 3rd and goal.
At some point, you got to start moving more guys to the center there if they're not going to use those receivers.
Yeah. Luca Freed comes in. Subbed out for Manny Jugo. Manny Jugo's had a great game tonight. You know, he's one of the top O linemen. Great guy as well. And Hand's setting up right now. Looks like they're gonna do a screenplay, if you ask me.
We have Dan DeLieber on the outside. Might see a play from him here.
Nope. Number 8. Oh! It is stopped. It is stopped by Sam Shane. He was not letting that into his house. Connor Casangre trying to run it in there, trying to place Boyce, but it is stopped by Shane. 4th and inches. This is it. Boy, you can hear the excitement in the air, folks, because this is it.
The crowd is on their feet for this huge 4th down.
Bomb Squad's getting hype. Prep players are saying, hey, let's go, let's go. Timeout for the Jesuits. Just edging us with the tension here. Timeout now. Justin, if you're Coach Helser, what are you thinking right now?
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be one clear thing that's going through my head, and I think everybody's head here, is that the run game is a huge issue. That's what these guys got to stop. It's what's working in almost every play. It's what got them to this 4th and 3 position, or 4th and goal. But we'll see how this pans out. But that's what I would be thinking if I was Coach Helstern.
You know, Hand just loves spamming the same move over and over again. Give it to Boyce and run. Give it to Boyce and run. Give it to Boyce and run. And then when they throw in someone different, like a Casagrande, a great name by the way, Casagrande, it's just never. Sam Shane just comes in and just runs him over like he's nothing. So now this is just huge. And my thing is, if they're going to give it to Boyce, Prep's got to see this coming. But they also got to be careful because Hand does love the screenplays.
No, that's been a huge factor in this game.
You can hear the crowd start standing up here. They're on their feet. They came to watch a fight, and they came to watch a game, and Prep in Hand are delivering. If you couldn't tell, I'm excited, Justin.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going right back to the run here. Straight up the middle.
Lecky moving to the side, along with Presker. Oh, Boyce is going to try and run in.
And he gets the
Boyce
touchdown.
gets touchdown. Wow. Almost no resistance on that one. Thanks.
And it just got a lot quieter here at Rafferty Stadium.
Yeah. Nope, Handball Squad is having a real fun time shoving baby power out their nose.
A lot of white clouds.
A lot of white clouds.
Not too many red.
Nope. Wow, it got really quiet. So here's the kick for Hand. As Hand extends their lead from 13-10 to 19-10.
And there's 20.
There's 20.
Nick, down 10. 10 minutes left in the game. What do you think? What do you think this last bit of the fourth quarter is going to look like for Fairfield Prep?
Hard, really, really hard. You know, it's 10 minutes left, and it just feels like Prep's not doing a great job of stopping Boyce. You know, Boyce is a big guy, and I still have a lot of faith in Prep's linebackers and Prep's D-line, though. You know, 10 minutes is a lot of time to come back. All they need, what they definitely need right now is to just get some points on the board. You know, I understand getting the kick from Cornelius, but if I was in Coach Helston's shoes and in Coach Helston's infinite wisdom, he's probably thinking of way better plans than I am. But what I want to see is them run it in or throw it in to Langston for a touchdown again. You know, or even Callahan or Lombardo. You know, Callahan has grit that he can just run through, and Lombardo has shown that he's shifty against these defenders.
We're going to need to see continued beautiful throws here from Robbie Manning.
Yeah, I agree. And then the hefty kicker over here. Daniel Hunt's Bomb Squad still put up white smoke. Here's the catch and here's the return.
Taken up the middle and taken down.
Oh, still going through.
About the 37, looks like.
Number 27. First down as well. Great run there from number 27. This is exciting. Last 10 minutes of the game. This whole game has just been one emotional roller coaster for Prep fans and Hand fans. You know, mostly for Hand fans, it's been a fun one. You know, but I still see Prep. No one has dared left the stadium because of how big of a game this is.
No, and they're keeping it close too. Huge plays all the time coming from both teams.
Lombardo on the line here. Callahan in the back. Lombardo going for the motion. Fakes that off past Callahan. Flag is thrown.
And a very short gain, if any.
Flag on who, though, I wonder? On a run like that, could have possibly been a false start.
It's a pretty early flag.
Yeah, definitely a false start, but my question is on who. Hope not Prep, because they need all the help they can need.
That looks to be on Prep. So they're going to be taking it back 5 to make it 2nd and 15.
Yikes. You know, this keeps happening in Prep with these flags, especially in this game.
Well, it's different than the last drive because the last drive that when Hand had the ball, you know, Prep was getting a lot of those flags, but Hand kept fighting back with the run game. So let's see how Prep can do on the offensive here.
You know, think about Prep compared to Hand is that Hand uses the same move, give it to Boyce, and runs it in. Prep has a bit more diversity with such good receivers like Langston, like Newton, and they have two receivers, Thunder and Lightning, with Callahan and Lombardo. So
we'll see how this pans out for them. Looks to be a lot of room up there on the top by JJ.
Yeah. Here's the handoff to Callahan. Callahan tries a spin move, but is tackled by number 2, Cam Aranzano.
It's going to bring it to 3rd and 13 here. So going to need a long throw or a big gain here from Fairfield Prep with time ticking on the clock.
You know, now I just think they're going to have to throw it either way because they tried the run game. It works a bit, but that's for specifically when you're 2-5, not when you're 2-20. But They are more, but Prep right now is more 2 and 17 of everything. And here's Manning. Drops back for the pass.
Looking
Manning
deep.
throws it up. He links his hands. He's going for the touchdown. Oh my God.
J.J. Langston with an
J.J.
incredible
Langston.
catch. And Robbie Manning, what an absolute dime when he drops back. Hits Langston deep, perfectly thrown right into his hands, able to cradle it and bring it in for a touchdown.
Oh my Lord. Wow.
And that was just what Fairfield Prep needed. After this field goal, if they make it, will be 17 to 20.
Wow, what a catch. What a throw and what a catch. Manning and Langston looking beautiful out there. Bomb Squad's happy. Bomb Squad's happy. They're chanting. They're having the time of their lives.
And that throw just got Robbie Manning to 1,000 yards on the season. I mean, just what an incredible quarterback for Fairfield Prep.
Wow. And here's Cornelius with the kick.
Straight down the middle.
And always, it's good. Wow. That is the game. That is the game, not winning, game helpful drive. That was just so. I'm. Oh my gosh! I jumped up so high. I think I hit my knee on something.
I mean, what an incredible play to continue this just incredible game. I mean, back to back, both sides, nonstop action. This is what all the people are here for, what the Bomb Squad's here for, parents, friends, and family. This is why everyone comes to Rafferty Stadium for nights like this.
You can see Prep players all throughout the field going, wow, let's freaking go. Bomb Squad is ready. Bomb Squad is hyped. No one is there leaving this stadium. If a Prep student leaves this stadium, they might as well. They might as well not come back because this is the game, folks. This is the game. This is the game that was promised, and these guys are delivering, given they're all out for this. Oh, man. And now here we have Cornelius with the kick return.
I mean, Nick, coming into this game, we knew this would be close. We knew this was going to be a contentious matchup. But what do you think is going to come to the rest of us? Did you expect, an incredible close game like this coming into it?
I was very excited to see what would happen because last year's Hand game, Prep has a big rivalry with Hand. It's a very mean relationship in sports terms because, well, they just keep going back and forth. Hand has always been Prep's number one biggest threat besides the big one like Greenwich. But now this is probably the best Prep has played against Hand in a long time.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, my freshman year, I remember coming to the Daniel Hand game where Daniel Hand won it in overtime on a close call at the goal line. I
still think that was BS, but
it was close. It was close.
That was BS. And Cornelius, great kick as always from Cornelius. And 8 minutes and 33 seconds left on the clock here, folks, with Hand getting the ball. Now, if Bobby Red keeps giving it to Luca Boyce, I pray that people like John Morris, like Tavares, like Jack Buck, like Brody Summers, like Oliver Frick can just keep holding down the floor, and just stopping any run that Hand dares make.
I mean, they know what they have to do, but let's see if they can execute here on the drive with 8 minutes and 33 seconds left in the game.
And here's the run again, folks.
Look to have picked up 5 yards, 4 yards there, making it second down and 6.
And now, 2 and 5. 2 and 5 here. Prep. Prep definitely showing better coverage. Bomb Squad chanting Prep Pride victory.
And another run.
Handoff to
Stopped.
Ranzo. Stopped. Oh. Looking like that was Jordan Lewis out there.
And what a play. That's got to give the Prep defense just a lot of energy, stopping that run game, making it 3rd and 6 here. Just having that run been terrible to them all night, being able to see a stop with the clock counting down.
third down. Brody Summers, R Farman getting the crowd's hype. I'm hyped.
And that sure got me excited.
Oh, it is caught by Presker. First down. First down here.
That was one of the first uses of some of their receivers that I've seen in a good while for Daniel Hand.
Definitely. I think Daniel Hand knows that. Here's the sack.
Almost looked like he was stopped by his own lineman there.
Yeah, definitely got in the way there. It was kind of similar to what happened to Robbie Manning in I believe the first half or first quarter. But now that was great tackle from Tavares as well, Tavares Newkirk. So now, second and 6:36 on the clock here. If Prep stops him here, that would be magical for Coach Helston and his band of merry men.
Nick, I don't know what you think here, but I think the Prep defense is looking a lot stronger, stopping the run game
1,000%
on this drive, 100% more than the last drive.
And here we go again with the spam the button.
And there's another stop. That's going to make it third down.
Yeah, third and let's see where Boyce stopped. 35. Now,
I mean, Cam and Luca for Daniel Hand, of course, they're just some powerhouses of running backs. But if we're able to shorten those drives a little bit each time, that's going to help the Prep defense out a lot.
Yeah, this is such a close game that every little bit is magic. Every little bit is magic. And here's stopped. Boyce stopped by number 47, Captain Jordan Lewis. Fourth and 3. This, oh my God, I am ripping the floor.
I mean, I hear screaming, I hear cowbells, bomb squads here for both teams. It doesn't get more exciting than this.
I am so excited.
I mean, you almost forget that it's cold out.
And now a timeout. Fourth and 3. Oh man, if Hand did some sneaky stuff right here, I don't know what I'd do.
I think it's going to be a run right back up the middle.
You know, Lecky is very fast.
Oh, they punt it.
Oh wow, they punted. You know, I keep anticipating the worst.
I did not see the punter there.
Uh-oh.
That's going to bring Prep to about the 10-yard line.
Yikes, that is not the position you want to be in, you know. Could have been better return, but you know, special teams has always had a very good place in my heart, especially for this Prep team.
It's going to be interesting to see how they play this. With 4 minutes and 55 seconds on the clock, you know, it's more than enough time for a Prep drive, but even enough, too, for another Daniel Hand. So we'll see how they play this out, that you can't run the clock, but there's enough time for, you know, both teams to have another good drive on offense here.
Yeah, Prep defense really came out and shined right there. That is the best plays that they've had all game, and trust me, we saw their highest highs and their lowest lows this game. You know, before they were acting uncoordinated, bumbling, you could say, and now they're looking like a cohesive unit. And then Manning getting the motion, hand off to Lombardo. Lombardo zipping through, but trips, falls.
Looked to be a little slip up on the handoff there, but I'm not 100% sure.
Bit there. You know, I'm curious when they're going to throw it to Langston again. You know, Langston's been definitely the main target for most of these passes, and you saw number 18. You saw number 18 get some as well, but you know Hand had very good coverage on him. So now we're watching a really close game of just QB battles. It just feels like it's a 2v2. Bardo again.
Good pick up there. Going to bring it to about 3rd and 4.
And like I was saying about that 2v2, it feels like it's 2v2 with Manning and Langston versus Brett and Boyce. But I say that, but we cannot forget about each team having their own players. I mean, the O-line itself is just looking magical. It's looking magical.
I mean, Nick, you got to remember, last drive for Fairfield Prep, we were on a 3rd and 15, which got us that touchdown. So, you know, we're going to need to see a good pickup here. We can't have any flags against us, but
3rd and 5 now. 3rd and 5 now. You hear the crowd screaming. Oh, Manning sacked.
brought down in the backfield. That's going to be.
Uh-oh. That is scary, scary, scary news. And looks like Prep's punting is coming out.
Now, 3:15 on the clock. Daniel Hand with the ball. Nick, what do you think the plan is here?
I think the plan is really going to have to, pressure's really on for the defense. And, you know the saying pressure makes diamonds? Well, that's going to need to be the case for Prep's defense, you know. Prep's defense, because now you need to not only stop them from scoring again, you need the chance just to get in field goal range, just to tie the game. And now, in field goal range, and now it's just a very, very, very scary situation they put in.
I mean, Daniel Hand with time on the clock.
Now, Daniel Hand with 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Seems to be some.
Prep. Fourth and 12 it looks like.
I mean, that run game can just keep draining down the clock. So we'll see how Daniel Hand plays this back on offense. But
honestly, if Prep gets it with like a minute left, that could either be really good or really bad. Here's a kick. Oh, why? Why would you do that? Not a great call there from James, especially now that Hand is at the 50. So now they just put him in a scary, scary, scary game. Because now Hand has even more of an advantage than before with 3 minutes and 4 seconds left on the clock. And you can see Prep's D getting ready. Boyce takes it again.
Right back to the running game. You know, he used the guy to block for him and kind of just brought it right up the middle for appears to be a gain of 5.
Listen, I've used the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this is such an extreme case of that. Just spam the same button over and over again.
We'll see how Fairfield Prep's defense recovers. I mean, that last drive, they held them pretty well in the run game. But we'll see if they can hold them again here. But now moved up to around 35 or 40 yards to the goal line.
Yep. And now we'll see Ray and Boyce come out. Barry making most of it. Pass it to Ray again. Hand off to Ray again. Stopped. Driving back. Stopped right before first down. So about 3 and 3.
I mean, that was a good stop there. They held them to pretty short of a gain compared to some of the other drives.
But you can't let him get that much yardage. You give him an inch, he takes a mile. So now, minute and 48 left on the clock. This is pressure.
Clock's ticking down too.
This is huge. I can feel it tingling. And they are just wasting. Oh, they are wasting time. That's. Oh, they stopped.
And they're stopped in the back. That's going to be 4th and about 2 yards.
4th and 2 yards. Clock is stopped. John Morris with the stop. He is having a great game tonight, and he has just been a phenomenal player all around. You know, when the season opener against Greenwich, John Morris was there with the catch. He's had, before this game, he had 61 tackles. Now that's probably somewhere around the 80s now. Got to be, right? You know, he is just a triple threat.
I mean, that play was huge. Stopping the clock, getting it to a minute 20 on 4th down. They need a huge stop here, but if they let them get that first down, continuing into just getting close to the goal line, you have threats of a field goal. You have threats of running the clock. So that was a huge play from the Jesuits.
Yeah, agreed. And this is just so awesome to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Like I am on the edge of my toes. I'm on the edge of my toes, just trying to see what's going to happen with this hand team.
And Nick, I think you're speaking for the whole crowd here.
Oh my God, it's just electrifying just being in here. You know, nobody's moved a muscle except up and down. 4th and 1. Hand's gonna go for it. Hand's gonna go for it.
Prep crowd is on their feet. Daniel Hand is cheering. We'll see how this plays out.
Boyce is in the backfield. I don't like this. Hand off to Boyce. Pushed it back.
It is close.
Is it though?
I don't think that's over.
I don't think that's it either. Wait. Is that?
They're going to bring out the change for this one.
Oh, no. Wait. Daniel Hand got the first down. Wow. Wow. Minute and 5 left on the clock. That might have been the final nail in the coffin. Oh, I really hope not, but that might have been oh, wow.
I mean, the prep coaches are just enraged at that call.
Yeah, I'm not pretty happy with that one either, Justin. I'm not gonna lie. Wow.
And a flag is thrown.
I believe that's offsides on prep. Oh boy. Wow. I don't know, Justin. You wanna give me your insight on that, because I really didn't think that was first.
Yeah, I mean, hard to say from up here, but you know, you think that you'd look a little closer. You know, you think they would take more of a second look on that one, especially with as close of a call that one is.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. You know, like this is 54 seconds on the clock and down by 3.
I mean, that's a game-deciding call right there.
That is a make or break call, and you know, prep defense has been just doing a great job of holding it down, especially with Boyce, but they just can't seem to do it enough.
And it appears to be that the ball has been moved further towards the Jesuit goal line.
Oh boy. Everyone's on the edge of their seats here. Cowbells are ringing, and Hand takes a knee.
And the team comes out to celebrate a very hard-fought victory for Daniel Hand.
And Hand has won. Daniel Hand has beat Fairfield Prep
17-20, the final score. Clock ticks down to cap off this just incredible night for both teams, frankly.
Yeah, what a game. What a game. You know, definitely was on the edge of my seat. Definitely may have slammed my knee into something after Jeremiah Langston's touchdown. Wow. Wow, what a game. What a game to cap off. What a game to cap off the weekend, or cap on the weekend, I should say.
Kick off the weekend.
Thank you, Justin. I am still a bit shocked that was not a first down. That was a first down.
I mean, sometimes you're rooting for a team, but you just got to respect a great game from both sides. Both teams played fantastic. Just such an exciting game to be at on this Friday night.
That game is just, wow. I'm speechless. I am speechless, you know. And prep in Hand, this was the game for the ages. And this game did not disappoint at all whatsoever. Now.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what I was expecting coming into this game. I didn't know, you know, how this was going to look for either side, but Fairfield Prep had a hard-fought victory, or Daniel Hand had a hard-fought victory. They had, small wins here and there. We've seen improvement from the D-line. We've seen improvement from our receivers throughout this whole season. So, you got to look at small things here. That Fairfield Prep, despite not winning this game, they can bounce back later on. So at the end of the season, major improvements throughout the game and all things that they can keep working on.
Yeah, let's not forget, Prep would have lost by a lot more if they did not start to shape up. That's just a testament to how they play. That's just a testament to how good they are at adapting. They were expecting I was expecting too a run game, a pass game. They gave a run game, and Prep gave it their all. And it's and Handed had an excellent job. Definitely the star of tonight's game was Luca Boyce, with probably well over 200 yards. I would bet good money they're well over 200 yards.
I'd want him on my fantasy team.
Oh yeah, you're telling me. After Scattergood's injury too. Oh my gosh.
Ah.
But it's just it hurts to see such a game like it hurts to see such gritty teams because there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. But
going into the postseason though, it is exciting for a good outlook for Fairfield Prep and just an incredible game tonight.
Yeah. So that is it for Fairfield Prep's 2025 Pink Out game. Thank you to FP Game Time and SEC Commissioner and upcoming events. We have the No Preparation podcast coming up too. So keep your eyes out for that one next week with Mr. Villa. So keep your eye out for that one on Prep Socials.
Gonna be hard to top the first one with Dr. Altieri.
Yes. Thank you. And that is it. Good night, everyone.
He doesn't go to that party. Don't go to